Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something important today. Not everyone deserves you. Yes, you heard that right. Not everyone deserves you. Too often we give ourselves away to people who don't recognize the treasure we are. And we wonder why we feel drained, unappreciated, or even alone. It's because we're giving to people who aren't capable of giving back in the way we need. When we talk about self-worth, we're not just speaking about a concept or an idea. We're talking about your foundation, the very belief you have in your own value, your own importance. Self-worth is a recognition of who you are at your core, understanding that you are worthy of respect, love, and dignity, no matter who you are or where you come from. Too many times, we tie our worth to how others see us or treat us. But your self-worth is not dependent on anyone else's opinion, and it certainly isn't defined by the actions of others. Your value comes from within. Setting boundaries is a direct result of understanding your self-worth. When you know who you are, you begin to realize that not everyone gets access to your energy, your time, or your love. Setting boundaries means protecting your peace, your mental health, and your emotional well-being. It's about drawing a line in the sand and saying, this is what I will tolerate, and this is what I won't. Boundaries aren't meant to be walls that isolate you. They are the walls that protect you. Boundaries are acts of self-respect. When you value yourself, you begin to recognize the behaviors and attitudes that don't align with your worth. And here's the truth. If someone can't see your value, if someone doesn't treat you with the respect you deserve, then that's their problem, not yours. You don't have to lower your standards or compromise who you are just to fit into someone else's world. Your boundaries show people how to treat you. And understand this, your boundaries might not be immediately respected, especially by those who have grown used to taking from you without giving. But it's essential that you stand firm. People who respect your boundaries are people who respect you. Those who can't will either fall away or adjust themselves. Either way, you're better off. Setting boundaries isn't just about saying no to others. It's about saying yes to yourself, saying yes to your needs, your peace, your growth. When you live by the understanding that you're worthy, the need to please others dissipates. You don't have to seek validation from anyone but yourself. People who truly value you will understand your boundaries, will respect them, and will love you for them, because they know that boundaries are not walls, but instead they're pathways to deeper, more meaningful relationships, built on respect and mutual understanding. One of the most powerful decisions you will ever make in life is the people you allow into your inner circle. Relationships, whether they're friendships, romantic, or even professional, are powerful forces that shape your life. They have the ability to uplift you, inspire you, and push you toward greatness. Or they can drain you, belittle you, and keep you stuck. The people you choose to surround yourself with will either contribute to your growth or hinder it. Too often we settle for relationships simply because we're afraid of being alone or we feel a sense of obligation. We might keep people around because of familiarity or history, but just because someone has been a part of your life for a long time doesn't mean they should stay there. It's not about how long someone has been in your life, it's about how they make you feel and whether they help you become the best version of yourself. Choosing relationships wisely means taking a step back and evaluating whether the people in your life are truly adding value. Are they supporting your dreams? Are they encouraging you to be your best self, even when it's difficult? Or are they trying to keep you small, telling you it's not possible or that you're asking for too much? The right people will challenge you in a way that pushes you forward, not backward. They'll see your potential before you even recognize it yourselves. Choose people who reflect the person you are becoming, not the person you were. Sometimes you outgrow relationships. People change, and that's a natural part of life. But not everyone is going to evolve with you. As you grow, you may have to leave behind relationships that no longer serve you, people who pull you back into negativity, complacency, or self-doubt. And that's okay. In fact, it's necessary. The right people won't drain your energy, they'll recharge you. They'll offer you their love and support without conditions. And in turn, they'll allow you to offer the same to them. Relationships should be a two-way street. They shouldn't be one-sided, where you're the only one giving and not receiving. True relationships are about mutual respect, trust, and shared values. They are about lifting each other up, not tearing each other down. Choosing relationships wisely also means being comfortable with letting go of the toxic ones. Sometimes love means walking away, not because you don't care, but because you understand that you both deserve better. Toxic relationships don't only happen in romantic settings. They can exist in friendships, family dynamics, and workplaces. These relationships often involve manipulation, dishonesty, disrespect, or emotional abuse. If you find yourself constantly giving more than you're receiving, feeling exhausted, or doubting your own worth because of someone else's behavior, that's a sign to reassess that relationship. It's also important to recognize that relationships, especially healthy ones, take work. But that work is mutual, not one-sided. You will both put in the effort to communicate, to understand, and to grow together. And when you choose wisely, that effort feels effortless. You know that you're both committed to seeing the best in each other and making the relationship flourish. Letting go is one of the most profound and freeing acts you will ever experience in life. It's the process of releasing the things, the people, and even the old versions of yourself that no longer serve your highest good. And while it may seem difficult or even painful in the moment, letting go is ultimately a powerful act of self-liberation. It's a decision to stop carrying the weight of what's been holding you back, preventing you from stepping fully into your potential. We often hold on to things out of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of being alone, fear of what life might look like without a particular person or situation in it. But let me tell you this, the fear of letting go will always be greater than the relief you feel once you actually do it. It's the human tendency to hold on to things we know, even if they're unhealthy or unfulfilling. We become comfortable with the discomfort because it feels familiar. But true growth requires us to let go of the things that no longer align with the future we're trying to create. Letting go isn't just about releasing physical things. It's about releasing emotions, memories, and attachments that weigh us down. Think about the grudges, the anger, the guilt, or the regrets that you may be holding on to. These emotions are anchors that keep you stuck in the past, preventing you from moving forward. When you hold on to resentment or anger towards someone who has wronged you, it's like carrying a heavy burden on your back every single day. And the truth is, that person is probably not thinking about it the way you are. You're the one who's being weighed down. Letting go of these emotions is a way to free yourself from their hold, to stop letting someone else's actions continue to dictate your inner peace. But letting go also applies to relationships, situations, and people who no longer contribute to your growth. Sometimes people change. Sometimes we outgrow relationships or circumstances, and that's part of life. Holding on to something just because of its history with you is an injustice to the person you're becoming. The longer you hold on to something that no longer fits, the longer you delay the arrival of what truly belongs in your life. And when you let go, you open up space for something better to come in. It may be something that's more aligned with your values, your dreams, or your higher purpose. But you can't make room for the new until you release the old. Letting go is not about forgetting or erasing the past. It's about acknowledging the lessons learned and releasing the attachment to the hurt or disappointment. Every experience, every person who has come and gone in your life has taught you something valuable. But when you keep holding on to the pain, you prevent yourself from fully absorbing those lessons and moving forward with wisdom. The power lies in understanding that the past has already happened and the future is yours to create. You don't need to carry the weight of old experiences into your new chapters. And yes, letting go can be hard. It can feel like you're losing a part of yourself. But you're not losing, you're evolving. You're shedding the skin of who you once were to become something stronger, more resilient, and more aligned with who you are meant to be. It takes courage to let go, but that courage is what will set you free. It's the catalyst for growth, for healing, and for embracing a future that is full of possibilities. Letting go allows you to reclaim your energy. It allows you to reclaim your peace. And most importantly, it allows you to reclaim your power. It's an invitation to step into your fullest potential, knowing that you are no longer weighed down by the past, but instead empowered by the freedom to move forward. In a world that often celebrates the pursuit of more friends, more followers, more possessions, more accolades, it's easy to lose sight of the power that lies in quality over quantity. We are taught to measure success and happiness by the volume of things we have or the number of people we know, but true fulfillment doesn't come from accumulating more. It comes from choosing what truly matters and investing deeply in those things. When we talk about quality over quantity, we're not just referring to material things or superficial relationships. We're talking about the essence of what makes life meaningful, the relationships that lift us up, the moments that inspire us, and the experiences that truly enrich our lives. It's easy to get caught up in the trap of quantity because it's often more visible and easily measurable. How many friends do you have on social media? How many people are in your inner circle? How many projects have you completed? Or how many things have you collected? These questions might give us an illusion of success, but they miss the deeper point. What are the quality of those friendships? What value do they add to your life? When you focus on quality relationships, you understand that true connection isn't about the number of people you know, but about the depth of those connections. It's not about how many people like your posts, but how many people are there for you when you need them the most. Quality relationships are built on trust, understanding, respect, and love. These are the relationships that truly nourish your soul. They challenge you to grow, they help you heal, and they inspire you to be better every single day. The right people, those who love you unconditionally, who have your back when the world turns its back on you, are worth far more than 100 acquaintances who wouldn't lift a finger when you need help. In terms of personal growth, focusing on quality over quantity means giving yourself the time and energy to invest in your own well-being, your passions, and your goals. Instead of spreading yourself thin across a multitude of commitments, focus on the things that matter most. This means saying no to the things that drain your energy and yes to those that ignite your spirit. It means diving deep into the pursuits that align with your values, rather than constantly seeking validation through a checklist of superficial accomplishments. When you choose quality, you give yourself the space to thrive in a way that 1,000 fleeting distractions can never offer. Quality also applies to the work we do and the impact we have. It's not about how many projects you can take on or how many tasks you can check off a list. It's about the intention behind each effort. The true measure of success isn't found in the sheer volume of work, but in the depth of the impact you make with that work. A single meaningful contribution, one project that changes lives or leaves a lasting legacy, holds far more value than 100 that pass by unnoticed or don't truly matter. When you pour yourself into something with passion, focus, and dedication, the results speak for themselves. The same principle applies to the things we accumulate in life. It's not about having more stuff. It's about having things that truly bring value and joy to your life. Instead of filling your space with possessions that have little meaning, focus on the things that reflect your values, your interests, and your passions. Whether it's a few carefully chosen books that inspire you, art that makes you feel something deep, or even a small collection of meaningful items, these things will bring more fulfillment than any number of things you may collect just for the sake of having them. In the end, quality over quantity is a mindset that invites us to slow down, be intentional, and focus on what truly matters. It reminds us that fulfillment and happiness come not from the abundance of things or people, but from the depth of our connections, the sincerity of our work, and the purpose behind our actions. By focusing on quality, we free ourselves from the pressure to constantly accumulate and instead find peace in the richness of what we already have. Self-love is not a luxury or an afterthought. It is the very foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. It is the cornerstone of your happiness, your success, and your ability to maintain healthy relationships with others. Without a strong sense of self-love, every area of your life is affected, often in ways you might not immediately recognize. Self-love is not about being arrogant or narcissistic. It is about recognizing your inherent worth, accepting yourself fully, and nurturing your well-being in a way that supports your growth and happiness. At the core of self-love is acceptance. It's about embracing yourself, your strengths, your flaws, your past mistakes, and the lessons you've learned along the way. So often we are quick to judge ourselves harshly, holding ourselves to unrealistic standards that we would never impose on others. But self-love means giving yourself the same kindness, patience, and compassion that you would offer to a friend in need. It means looking in the mirror and appreciating not just your physical appearance, but the person you are at your core, your values, your character, your uniqueness. Self-love is recognizing that you are enough, just as you are. When you love yourself, you naturally create boundaries that protect your peace and mental health. Self-love teaches you to prioritize your needs, not in a selfish way, but in a healthy, balanced manner. It means saying no when you need to, walking away from toxic situations or relationships, and making decisions that honor your well-being. When you truly value yourself, you stop tolerating disrespect or accepting less than what you deserve. Boundaries are a direct reflection of your self-worth. They show the world that you respect yourself enough to demand the same in return from others. Self-love gives you the strength to protect your emotional, mental, and physical space. Moreover, self-love lays the groundwork for confidence and resilience. When you know your worth, you walk through the world with a sense of assurance, knowing that no matter what challenges come your way, you have the inner strength to handle them. Self-love isn't about avoiding failure or pain. It's about knowing that even when you fall, you can rise again. Confidence doesn't come from perfection. It comes from acceptance of who you are, imperfections and all. This acceptance allows you to bounce back from setbacks, take risks, and keep pursuing your goals with unwavering belief in yourself. Self-love also influences how you interact with others. You cannot truly love others until you love yourself. When you're secure in your own worth, you approach relationships with a sense of abundance, not scarcity. You give from a place of wholeness, not neediness. Your relationships are healthier because you enter them with the understanding that you are already complete on your own. You don't seek validation from others because you've already validated yourself. Your love for yourself sets the tone for the love you give and receive from others. When self-love is the foundation, every decision you make is guided by your well-being. You become more attuned to your desires and needs. You learn to listen to your inner voice and trust yourself in ways that make life more aligned with your truth. The more you nurture self-love, the more you realize that you are worthy of all the good things that life has to offer. You deserve success, happiness, peace, and love, and not because of who you do, but because of who you are. Self-love is the key to unlocking your full potential. It is the root that feeds every dream, every goal, and every aspiration you have. When you love yourself deeply, you are empowered to create a life that reflects your values and your desires. Self-love gives you the freedom to pursue your passions, to show up authentically in the world, and to lead with kindness, compassion, and strength. It allows you to step into your greatness knowing that you are worthy of every good thing that comes your way. Struggles are an inevitable part of life. No one is immune to the challenges, setbacks, or hardships that come our way. Whether it's personal loss, failure, disappointment, or obstacles we never expected, we all face moments where life seems to be testing us. But what if I told you that struggles are not roadblocks, but opportunities for growth? What if the very hardships that seem to weigh us down could be the driving force behind our greatest transformation? In the midst of a struggle, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, discouraged, and even defeated. We often question why we're going through such difficult times. Why us? Why now? But the truth is, struggles are the universe's way of preparing us for something greater. Each challenge we face is an invitation to learn something about ourselves, to build resilience, and to gain strength that we didn't know we had. When we're forced to confront hardship, we are pushed out of our comfort zone and into a space where growth happens. Without the friction of struggle, we would remain stagnant, never fully realizing our potential. The first step in embracing growth through struggle is to shift our mindset. Instead of seeing obstacles as setbacks, we need to begin viewing them as lessons in disguise. Every difficulty we face has something to teach us. It might be a lesson in patience, perseverance, or humility. It might teach us the value of hard work, the importance of asking for help, or the need to let go of control. The growth that comes from struggle is not always immediate or obvious, but if we take the time to reflect and learn, we can emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient. One of the most powerful aspects of struggling is the way it builds resilience. Resilience is not something that is handed to us. It's something we develop when we face adversity head-on and refuse to give up. The more challenges we face, the more resilient we become. We learn to adapt, to bounce back from failure, and to keep moving forward no matter how many times we fall. Every time we push through a difficult situation, we build the muscle of resilience. It's like training for a marathon. You don't wake up one day a champion. You put in the work. You face the discomfort, and you keep going until you built the strength to succeed. Struggles also teach us patience and the importance of trusting the process. When things aren't going our way, it's tempting to want instant results or quick fixes. But growth takes time, and the road to success is rarely a straight line. The process of overcoming struggles forces us to slow down, reflect, and take the time we need to grow. It teaches us that things don't always happen on our timeline, but that doesn't mean they're not happening for us. Every challenge is a stepping stone toward our goals, and the longer we endure, the stronger we become. Another important lesson from struggle is the development of self-awareness. When we face difficult times, we often discover things about ourselves that we didn't know before. We realize what we're truly made of, what we value most, and what we're willing to fight for. Struggles strip away the distractions and force us to confront our fears, doubts, and limitations. Through this confrontation, we gain clarity about our true desires and what's truly important to us. We come to understand ourselves at a deeper level, which allows us to make better choices moving forward. Finally, struggles teach us humility. They remind us that we are not invincible. We are not above difficulty. Struggling doesn't make us weak. It makes us human. It connects us to the shared human experience and reminds us that everyone is fighting their own battles. Through this understanding, we learn to be more compassionate and empathetic toward others who are going through tough times. We realize that no one's journey is perfect, and it's okay to stumble along the way. The struggle doesn't define us, it refines us. Growth through struggles is not about avoiding pain or hardship, but about embracing the challenges that life presents. It's about recognizing that every setback is an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. In fact, the struggles you face today may be preparing you for something incredible in the future. So the next time you face difficulty, remember that you are not being punished, you are being prepared. The struggle is the soil in which your growth is planted, and the deeper the roots, the stronger the tree.